And I know that me personally, I didn't never read any of them, but I think y'all did and everything. What are y'all thoughts on the upcoming Goosebumps movie?
Honestly, I'm gonna lay it out there because I think this was more me because I have that a complete set of books.
You
Like,
did. You read them
I
all.
actually went for like a collector standpoint though. I actually just recently gave them away to a wrestler for his kid got into Goosebumps, and I gave him the whole set for a birthday present, just because I don't read them anymore.
Well, I had 1 through 23, but I didn't have
But
any after
I
that.
completed the whole set, and I gotta say, I've seen the full trailer for this movie, and it looks like absolute complete garbage.
You think it's gonna be as good as the old TV show?
Not even
one
close.
that
The old
Fox
TV
had?
show was goofy, but it took the goofy from the books. It had that tongue and that kind of little over the top, not really scary, but just entertaining quality to those books.
I agree and disagree because
See, I don't know nothing about
the old no.
about the-
I read most of the books
Yeah.
too. Two words makes me really not want to even watch this movie.
What?
Jack Black.
What you got against Jack Black?
I love Jack Black as a side character. He does great movies when he's the second guy, with the exception of Shallow Hal. I really love that movie, but it's just
Well,
I don't see him playing a good
can't-
main
you
character.
can't
Well, see, he's not really a main character in this, though.
Is that's what it looked like? He's saying Jack Black on
The
it.
kids are going to be the focus of the movie, from what I can gather from the video and what I've read about it. The kids have to rescue him from the monsters.
Oh God, I hope so.
But
See-
it's all the monsters coming to life from the books, but it's not taking them remotely serious.
But what I was disagreeing about was the old show was okay. The thing I liked
See, that was
was
the only thing I ever watched.
the old show was okay.
Fox
It
show.
was all right, but I think more or less it was trying to be. I mean, it was taking Goosebumps, but really, I think Goosebumps would have been better if R.L. Stein had just got in with "Are You Afraid of the Dark?"
Absolutely. I was like,
Oh, are you
same
afraid of
thing.
dark? I love that.
I
show.
was a huge fan of Goosebumps. I love the books. I just thought it was the stories were well told.
Yes,
Just great characters in some of them.
and great
but
twist.
as far as shows go, Are You Afraid of the Dark was so much better than Goosebumps. There's not even a comparison there.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like, that's what I mean. Like if they took it a little bit more darker, like "Are You Afraid of the Dark?" I might be okay with this movie, but it looks more like a campy.
And I agree,
Let's throw
'cause
3D.
Some of my
at you.
favorite, like honestly, my favorite Goosebump book of all time was One Day at Horrorland. I love that book. I don't know why. It's just something about that book was just really good, and it hasn't been that long. Only actually a couple of years. I watched the TV episode. I found it on DVD in the $5 bin, and I watched it, and it was nothing like the book, and it was garbage. But I also remember seeing The Haunted Mask, the first episode they ever did of Goosebumps. They aired it not as an episode,
It
as
was
a
actually
special.
really good. Yeah.
And it was just about word for word, scene
Well,
for
see,
scene.
they
from
did
the
the same
book.
thing with the dummy. The dummy episode was really good.
That's another thing. A big complaint I have on this Goosebump movie. Have you seen what the dummy looks like?
no.
It's freaking ridiculous. It looks nothing like Slappy. Like the book
Gives
cover
you
had
the
Slappy,
look, yeah.
and the TV show designed the dummy from the book. It's so much to the fact that if you actually look up online ventriloquist shops, you can get Slappy still. You can get the Slappy dummy. It looks
Yeah.
just like he did on the books, and this one for this movie is freaking ridiculous.
Well, see, I'd say
I don't know if Mark can pull it up
I'd say
on
it'd
his
be,
phone,
it'd
like
be
a picture
copyright.
of like Goosebumps Slappy.
Oh, it's
Well,
like,
I'd say it would be
It's horrible.
copyrighted, but if they're doing Goosebumps, obviously
They got the
copyright.
copyrights.
So
They
it's,
might not have had the illustration rights,
Yeah,
but I don't know
well.
how that works. But I'm assuming if they got Goosebumps, they can do whatever they want with it.
my favorite out of that series was Monster Blood, though.
Monster Blood was great. It got a little goofy toward the ends.
Well, they made 3 of them, and
They made like 5 of them.
Was it 5?
5 or 6. Yeah, there was a lot by the time they finished. Because I remember like 4, and I think there was a 5, and there might have been a 6, but I'm not sure on
But
the
just
6.
hearing Jack Black attached to it just made me.
That
Like I
made me
said,
cringe a little bit
I
too.
like Shallow
because-
Hell. I didn't like Nacho Libre. I didn't like.
See, I did like Nacho Libre.
Gulliver's Travels. I didn't like. What was the one he did before that?
don't even
He did
mention
like-
King Kong.
I didn't. I never seen King Kong,
It
but
was
I mean,
awful.
him as a main character it doesn't fly for me.
I always liked that. Honestly, my favorite memory of Jack Black is from Cable Guy. Just a straight roll.
I like
Like flipping out, trying to talk to his friend. This guy's crazy. Get away from him. I mean, this guy's nuts. And he's like, no, he's harmless. No,
That
he's
would be High
harmless.
Fidelity.
High Fidelity. I gotta. You know what? Actually, I take that back. I have to agree. That was a much better role. But that's just my first real memory of Jack Black was Cable
Oh,
Guy.
my first memory of Jack Black was Airborne.
Well, see, I didn't remember him from Airborne so much.
Iggy.
That was such an awful movie, but I love it.
But it's like y'all said.
It's a guilty pleasure.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Are you afraid of the dark? That was just such a great show. Another Nick at Night show that was just so good.
The heyday of Nickelodeon. That was the golden years of Nickelodeon.
And to get into that though, do you know they're going to that Nickelodeon now is doing like how they did Nick at Night on for a while. They're now turning their. I think it was Nick Jr. Might be one of the other ones.
Talking about the 90s or all that.
Squat. They're calling the show. They're calling the thing Squat. From 8 at night, 9 at night till 6 in the morning is going to be old Nickelodeon shows from the 90s.
Well, see, they've already kind of done that on Teen Nick. They had at night it had 90s or all that, and it would show Adventures of Pete and Pete. It would show.
Oh, did I? Didn't
Yeah, it would show the Rugrat cartoons. It would show Are You Afraid of the Dark on occasion, especially around Halloween. They do little marathons of it.
Well, now they're doing it fully.
And, actually, one of the big buys I picked up recently, I'm quite proud of, was. Me and Mark went up to Chattanooga to a certain used bookstore, and I actually found, like, for, I think only like $7, I found the complete first season of Pete and Pete.
Nice. I think it's that much on Amazon too, like $9.
We're talking about movies and stuff. There's a movie that's coming out here soon. It'll be out, shit, I don't even know the date. I can't even see the date here anymore. December 11th is bad. Actually a bad date to be coming out for a movie, but it's coming out beforehand. So, but coming out December 11th, I saw the preview for it tonight and everything. The name of the movie is called In the Heart of the Sea. It's a new Ron Howard movie. I don't know if y'all know Ron Howard, but pretty much.
I think all of America knows Ron Howard at some point. They either know him from Opie or Richie Cunningham or his directing.
Movies, yeah.
Everybody knows Ron Howard.
It's going to be his take on Moby Dick and everything. And the preview looked really good. I'm going to try and pull it up here in a minute and everything.
I would be interested in something like that if it's done well. I mean,
as I really enjoyed the preview and everything. It's like I'll let y'all go ahead and talk for a minute, and I'm gonna see if I can't pull that trailer.
I don't know. I'm just kind of at this point. I'm sick of the. I know it's going to be Moby Dick and Ahab.
It's got a great actor in it too.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
They can't.
But you know, there's going to be so much CGI that's just. I think it's going to take me out of the movie.
That's going to take me out of it too because I grew up, big horror fan since I was a little kid. And ironically, like one of my favorite movies when I was in like 3rd grade was freaking Phantasm 2. And looking back on it, it's like, how did my parents let me watch that? Because that was like really one of the creepy, over-the-top, gory Phantasm movies. And probably one of my favorites because it really took
practical
the series.
effects.
Speaking of which, Phantasm 5 is going to be coming out soon. Looking forward to that.
Mine for practical effects and stuff like that will always be.
But practical effects all the way.
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive.
Say what you want about director of Lord of the Rings.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, but
that movie was amazing.
It was such a great movie. For
Any
such
movie
a low
that
budget.
has a classic line like "Lionel, your mother ate my dog."
I prefer I Kick Ass for the Lord.
I Kick Ass for the Lord was my favorite one, but I mean just the absurdity of that line. Lionel, your mother ate my dog.
And if you ever get a chance to see it, the best thing is ever is it explains something in movies that I never really thought of. Is when the guys or the girls standing behind the vehicle goes in front of them, you don't know where they go. In this movie, they go behind the vehicle and crouch down, apparently, because the vehicle drives off.
There was a bus that went by, and he disappeared, and there was like a little bug sitting there.
And you see it in every movie, in a lot of movies.
Yeah, she's looking around like, where did he go? And then the bug pulls off, and he's crouched down behind it.
So that's what happens to them. They get behind the other car across the street.
Or a bush or anything. They just duck behind something real quick.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've got this trailer pulled up. I'm gonna let these two watch this because I really do. I want to get their opinion on this trailer.
Have they got Thor playing Ahab?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Chris
Hemsworth.
is the star of it. So I'm gonna pull him up.
He seems a bit young of a choice for Ahab to me. I always pictured Ahab as the withered captain.
We'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah, with the dark characters.
All right, let's watch this thing.
And then I'll turn it back on.
Yeah, and then you can just edit the whole thing out right there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna worry about turning
Well,
it
they did it from like an early point because he was supposed to have like encounters with that whale his whole life. He was chasing after it like most of his life. So
I don't know, Ron Howard, it might be good, but if it's CGI well, the whole movie, it's going.
They'd have to do it Jurassic Park style before it'd be even remotely good.
Which will be practical effects. That's what I'm saying.
Well, practical and CGI.
I didn't watch World.
World
this
was
is
good.
a different trailer.
Well, World used both.
Oh, it's got fucking
This is a different trailer than one
It's got damn it, what's his name? Crispin, not Crispin Bell. Crispin.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Thank you.
Da-dum, da-dum. We're gonna need a bigger boat. A much bigger boat.
That really looks.
That's really bad CGI.
Yeah. That's cracking CGI. That's one thing I hate about the damn pirate movies.
Promise me to come back.
I really like the way they did Davy Jones though. That was good CGI.
Yeah, but not the fucking Kraken.
No, that was bad CGI. No, that's really bad CGI.
Promise.
Do you have a family?
Yeah, we're going home.
Say it! Say it! Say you're scared!
I'm Thor.
I will not.
Mark, I should tell you right there too. That's not a good month for movies.
No, it's the date's name changed. It's an old trailer. They got a new trailer right now. It's actually coming out in December. According to IMDb.
If it's coming out anywhere near Star Wars,
It's
it's
coming
fun.
out before Star Wars.
Oh, dang. Star Wars is in November.
December 25th.
Yeah, December.
Christmas.
Oh, is it Christmas?
Is it Christmas? Did they push it to Christmas?
It was like I thought it was like the 11th or 17th.
Yeah, I thought it was the 11th.
No, it's Christmas Day for Star Wars.
God damn, it's gonna be a weird Christmas day. Because I'm gonna be at that theater.
Oh, we will 3 days in a row.
Okay, we're back. These two just watched the trailer for In the Heart of the Sea, the new movie starring Chris Hemsworth and everything. Let's get there.
Cillian Murphy. Cillian
Yeah,
Murphy.
Cillian Murphy is in that. That was not the trailer I saw earlier tonight in IMAX and everything, but it was still an okay trailer. Wasn't as good as the IMAX trailer, but let's get their thoughts on that movie. What did y'all have to think about that?
Too much CGI right off the bat.
The
Well, you're
whale-
going to get that in movies nowadays.
the-
You got to be honest.
I know,
You
but
gotta
it
the
get
just
whale
sucks
looks.
so bad.
Yeah, the
It
whale
looks
looks too fake. And
Like I even made a joke when we were watching it. I started doing the Jaws sound. I mean, it just
it
because
doesn't.
I knew automatically it was probably going to be a big fake looking whale,
And it
then,
was.
Of course, it was.
And really, I think that if they'd have been smart, they should have played the preview without showing the whale.
That's a good point actually. I mean,
They should have showed all the shit going on around him, but not showing the whale.
show the shapes and stuff like that. But,
Exactly.
and also, like I didn't get anything from the preview that tells you that it's Moby Dick.
You didn't. It's like I said, we watched the earlier trailer and everything. That was actually trailer number one. It's like I watched the newer one and everything. I couldn't find the newer one, but it's like you couldn't really get too much of the story with that one.
No.
It seemed like when I saw the trailer I saw, it seemed like they're going to go into a little bit more detail. It's going to be more. It's going to have the whale, but it's going to revolve more around
Ahab's life.
Ahab and everything, and his whole, I reckon, his whole coming to terms with the whale and everything.
Well, like Johnny said though, I was picturing a more
but either
older
way,
character than what they was playing him as. Like, I mean, Ahab was not in the book. He was not a young man, and this guy, obviously.
No,
Chris
but once
Hemsworth-
again, though, like a lot of the backstory of the book, it talked about him pursuing this whale prior to the book. Like he had been chasing after this
Well-
thing. So if they're going from a young start, I could see where it would go
and
from
finishing
that.
out old, yeah.
But the
okay.
problem I have I've actually read the book, but it's been a long time, so I could be losing some stuff here. But from what I watched from the trailer, it looks like it's going to have a lot of changes from the original stuff. One of the big things, and being a geek, one of the big problems I have with Hollywood in general is I don't like the whole director's, I'm going to take this stuff, it's established, but I'm going to do my take on it. This is my art form, my
Interpretation.
project, my interpretation. And basically what it does is it takes something that people love and it craps on it sometimes. Sometimes it does a good job.
Okay, I was gonna say I love Michael Keaton's Batman, but he never read a comic in his life.
Michael Keaton might have. I know for a fact that freaking
No, Tim Burton.
Tim Burton never read a comic. He
but,
admitted
but
that.
his movies, but his
And Kevin
Batman
Smith
movie
told
was
that
great.
he admitted that in an interview that he'd never read it. I don't read comic books.
But I enjoyed
And I
that
said I
Batman.
especially would never read something that Kevin Smith wrote. And I think he actually used that in a quote in one of the books he did. But said he was going to. That's really awesome. But
Okay, well, let's get to this point then. Let's change up the subject a little bit here. What's something besides the obvious? Because we're all geeks here. We're all waiting for December the 19th and everything when Star Wars comes out. So besides the obvious,
Star Wars.
besides the obvious, hold on a minute. Besides Star Wars and everything, December 19th that comes out. Everybody's waiting to see that. I know I'm gonna be first in line to see it. I'm gonna buy my ticket early if I.
You
if
better
I can.
buy all of our tickets early because we're going.
Yeah, you better give me some money first.
You know I'm good for it.
Well, I'll be there with my
what's a movie that's coming out that you're looking forward to seeing?
I'll be there with my group
that
shadowing and costuming.
That you've seen a trailer for that you're looking forward to.
Like
Honestly, Star Wars is pretty much it for me right now.
Really? I mean, there's a lot. Of
there's
good
been other
coming out.
movies, but I can't. That's why I was wanting to borrow your phone so I could look them up.
Oh, you just want to cheat and everything, huh?
I don't remember the name of it.
Oh.
Well, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of stuff
Well,
coming out. But
I'm on the coming out list thing.
unfortunately, I don't like. Honestly, if I had to make the list, I'm a big geek, so my list would be Star Wars. Then it'd probably be Captain America: Civil War, Thor: Ragnarok. The Marvel movies coming out, of course, I'm going to be psyched for. But there's not a whole lot else that's impressing me right now.
I'm actually curious about that. I mean, I ain't seen it on here, but I'm actually curious. It's coming out this weekend. Pan with
Well, let's see, Pan might be pretty good.
Wolverine. What's his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
I'm actually curious about that one because I love fantasy movies.
I do too, and honestly,
I'll tell you one.
I'm a really big fan of the Peter Pan stuff. I don't know why, but that's always had a special place for me.
Same here.
I'll tell you one that honestly, it's like if any, I doubt we're going to take off with this little podcast thing here. Where you want to call this thing? But if any geeks hear this, I'm going to get a lot of flack from this. But honestly, as interesting as it looks, I could really give two craps about the freaking Deadpool movie.
Well, I see a lot of people's going to give us crap about that, but I mean, honestly, I want to see it just because I want to see how
I'm
it
looking
goes.
forward to it because I've never seen a actor love a character as much as I can't think of his name.
But that's,
Well, I mean, it's
just
all the
come-
fans. Deadpool's got a huge following, and I think that's extremely funny since it's a blatant ripoff of a DC property. But they even admitted full blown that when they created Deadpool, they're like just rip off Deathstroke, and that's what they did. They basically ripped off Deathstroke, even to the point to where
This is my
his
take.
name's Wade Wilson.
my take-
Deathstroke was Slade Wilson. Come on, that's a blatant.
This is my take on Deadpool, and it's gonna sound kind of funny because he was created after the show, but he reminds me of Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell with the mask and like time out and he talks fourth wall jokes and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what my take.
Well, I mean,
on
I've heard
Deadpool,
good
but
stuff about the
villain.
comics. It's just not something we were into at the time.
I
honestly, I know for a fact me and Mark were
didn't even
DC.
know- I honestly didn't even know who Deadpool was.
I knew who he was, but I didn't know nothing about him just from seeing him. But man, we were big. Like if we bought any Marvel comics, it was mostly like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was about it. That's about the only
I mean,
Marvel
we
comic
were
I ever
big
really
DC
read.
fans
Now,
in the 90s.
don't get me wrong. I watched the X-Men cartoon. I loved that.
Oh, absolutely. The X-Men cartoon was freaking amazing.
What?
What? What'd you find?
I'll talk about it in a minute. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, we're done.
But yeah, seriously, dude, it's just the Marvel movies coming out. I mean, I'm
Now,
curious to
don't get
see.
me wrong. I love the Marvel.
I want to see
cinematic
Mockingjay Part
universe.
2. I'm not gonna lie. I want to finish out and see how they do on the last Hunger Game, but I haven't been overly
See, you
impressed.
read the book. I ain't read the book.
Well,
so
I
you
mean,
know
the books
how it
were
ends.
only okay. Everybody told me how great and how amazing this series
Well, I'm just
was.
saying, you know how
And
it
what?
ends.
Hunger Games. And I thought it was a good book series, don't get me wrong, but I didn't see how amazing it was. But it was the same with Twilight, which honestly, I'll openly admit, I was working at a place and one of the guys I worked with said his girlfriend made him read Twilight. And I'm like, I don't want to read that crap. And I actually picked up the first one at Walmart for like $5 and read it. And then honestly, the book series was good. It wasn't fantastic because, let's face it, vampires shouldn't sparkle.
I couldn't do it. I watched the first. I never read any of the books. Watched the first movie because somebody said
You can't judge the story.
Well,
of
no,
the
no.
movie.
It's like it's Romeo and Juliet with vampires. I'm like, well, I like Romeo and Juliet. I'm a huge William Shakespeare fan because my father was an English professor, so just in the blood. But I was like, okay, let's give this a shot. No, it was not. And then somebody told me about the second movie, and I was like, I'm not watching another one. That was shit. And
It was
they,
absolutely
and they
shit.
said, no, it's good. Trust me. And I watched it again, and it was Romeo and Juliet with werewolves. And then the last 15 minutes was vampire stuff.
No,
No,
it's
I'm done.
absolute
I've
crap.
not watched any of the rest of
No,
the movies.
the-
Not going to.
The books are really well written,
But the Hunger Games go
and
back.
they really have good character development. The Hunger Games, like
Well, see, I read the books,
Yeah.
and the first book was really good. The second book was freaking phenomenal. I enjoyed the hell out of the second book.
Yeah.
The third book, and that's what I tell everybody. They done set to make all three movies when she was writing at the end of writing the second book. So she had to hurry the third book, and that's what
Yeah.
the third book felt like to me.
Right, absolutely.
Like didn't feel bad. It just felt like I'm just writing this to get this done in time for the first movie to come out, so that I can get money off of it.
Right. And I mean, honestly, that really messes up authors. Like, as much as it really ticked me off, I don't regret whatsoever the 2-year wait I had between Harry Potter books 4 and 5. And if she took 2 years off because she needed a break.
Exactly.
And I mean, what did we get for our wait? We got a phenomenal book, really well written, and really carried the rest of the Harry Potter series just amazingly well done. I'll sing the praises of those books forever. I've read numerous amounts of stuff, everything from classic literature to just random teeny stuff to over the top books, and by far the Harry Potter series is probably one of the best series I've ever read. And that includes the Tolkien stuff, and a lot of people give me crap about that, but
I enjoyed.
I love the Harry Potter books, but it's like I've always told you and stuff. As much as I love that series and everything, my best books was as far as books go, was pretty much anything Jules Verne ever wrote.
see, I love Jules Verne
loved
stuff,
all his
but
stuff.
I mean, some of his stuff for me was really great, some of it wasn't. I love 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Around the World in 80 Days.
Around the World in 80
Great.
Days was good. From the Earth to the Moon, I like, but I'll tell you, I
That was
hated
okay.
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
You know that Journey?
I hated Journey. Journey was a boring book,
I actually enjoyed Journey to the Center.
and it just got too weird.
Oh yeah, I did.
But my favorite by far on Jules Verne is 20,000 Leagues. That was my favorite book. I love that book so much. I actually like the Disney ride that they got rid of.
Honestly, lately I've been reading a lot of the Ender's Game type stuff. What was that one I read? John Scalzi is the author, and I can't. Old Man's War.
I don't know how the
It's-
books compare to the book. I actually like that movie, and I've never read the books.
You like the movie?
Ender's Game. I thought that was a really good
The
movie.
books played up a lot better than in the movie. He's just kind of like here he is. He's smart. He's agile, and he's doing his way through. In the movie, in the book, he's more trying to find himself as well.
Right.
Like it's not he don't just fly through the thing and hit the button like he did in the movie. He's like, what do I do? I don't know. Like that's like the sixth time. In
Yeah.
the book, he does it like 6 different times before he finally figures it out.
Yeah.
Whereas in the movie, it's like one time, oh, I'm superhuman.
But I'm not going to ruin anything for anybody that hasn't seen that movie by chance. Ender's Game's worth watching, and just watching it from the movie standpoint, had no idea but there were even any books out there. The twist at the end caught me off guard. I did not see that
A
coming.
lot of people did.
And I mean, it's shocking to the point where you actually kind of catch your breath on that one.
Speaking of twists, that's one thing. That's the one I was trying to remember. I remember the name of it. I didn't remember the second. It just said the second.
About Shyamalan's not making movies anymore.
Now, if only Michael Bay would follow that formula, we'd be okay.
if we didn't have penises, he would, because boom, hot chicks, boom, hot chicks. No matter what that does, you're gonna at least be thinking about it. You might not watch it, but you'll be like, I wonder if who's the hot chick in this movie. Because
Still
I never
though,
saw
I mean-
never saw Transformers 4. I'm not gonna watch Transformers 4, but I still am like, I bet that's a hot chick that's playing his daughter in that, which is weird.
Hey,
But
granted, I like Transformers 4. I don't care what he says. That was my favorite.
Honestly,
of all.
Transformers 4 was really pretty good.
but still, my
Like,
point.
compared to the rest of them, that was really good.
But you still watched them, didn't you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Exactly.
This coming from
that's what Michael Bay
this
has.
coming from the two guys that watched the Turtles movie. Ha.
And honestly, by far, as much as I'm a geek and as much as I love Hollywood, and I'll probably get some slack from this too, I have an absolute hatred for Michael Bay that knows no bounds. That man is single-handedly destroying my childhood piece by piece, and it's not good. Nothing he has done on his remakes have been good.
Well, at least
He
you're
does good original movies. Pain and Gain was a good original movie.
Well, see, I didn't like that.
I loved Pain and Gain, but by God, you're right. He's
Yeah,
destroying the childhood we had. He gonna next come out with fucking
You
Voltron and kill
won't
us
watch.
all.
You won't watch Turtles 2, but I know he
I will.
Oh,
Unfortunately, because I want to see how Seamus does his freaking Rocksteady.
well, he wants to see how Stephen
I have
Amell
to.
does. As,
I'm a
Casey
huge.
Jones.
I'm a huge Green Arrow. Green Arrow is my favorite comic book character of all time, and I'm a huge Green Arrow fan. And I like Stephen Amell playing that character, and it's just pissing me off that they got him to play Casey Jones, because now I have to watch it because of that. Because otherwise, I would have been like, I ain't going. Our costume is Casey Jones. Then I'm gonna do it again this year, and I'm like, no.
I won't watch it in the theaters. I'll play that out. Honestly,
I would have, because
if it hadn't been for a girl, I wouldn't have. Like, I took a woman to see it. She wanted to see it. That's why I went.
This movie was the first one. The first Turtles movie was a video game with what's her name?
Freaking Megan Fox.
Megan Fox's
Megan Fox.
ass.
Oh, good God.
That's all this movie had. Video game, human Megan Fox. It. Other than that, it was like, what's the point of this movie? What's the point?
Like a really horrible Shredder. The big final fight scene where it's Ninja Turtles fighting
And
the
me and Mark have
Transformer.
talked about this. I really would have had no problem with William Fichtner playing the actual Shredder.
See, I would have, but then again, honestly, I didn't like the rewriting this backstory. I didn't like they didn't take the comic book seriously. Like, I was always confused because
See, I never read the original comic.
obviously, all of us got our start from the show. I don't think
cartoon.
any of us, the cartoon,
Yeah.
we didn't know what the Turtles was till that cartoon came out.
Nope.
Because it wasn't a very big published comic book and we wouldn't have seen it.
I actually never read the comics.
I've read a little bit of them later on. They're pretty good, actually. But,
I heard they're like really violent.
the thing...
The
like,
first series.
I thought,
was.
like, when I saw the first movie they did, the good movie, the Jim Henson, costume movie, live action, when I first saw that, I was like, I liked it a lot, but I was like, why'd they change the backstory? Turns out they actually were being truthful to the comic book.
Yeah,
The backstory from the movie was the one in the comic book, not like the cartoon where,
It's actually Hamato Yoshi.
yeah, it's actually Amato Yoshi who gets transformed into a rat. It was in the comic, it was actually his rat watching from the cage, and he gets transformed into a humanoid from the ooze.
Yeah, the comic wasn't. It was. I don't think. She didn't die. Did his Hamato Yoshi's wife didn't die? She's the one that came to America with the.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But I
either.
mean, the story was more keeping with that. And then we get this atrocious story from the new Turtles movie where he learns martial arts from
a
book, or ninjutsu from a book that's written in Japanese. He's never been to Japan. He's just a rat.
in a laboratory.
In a laboratory. And I mean, the whole backstory of it was stupid. The only thing I can honestly say good about that movie was, the only thing that was actually, I thought was remotely done okay, was the attitude and the way the Turtles interacted with each other.
I disagree with the exception of the one scene in the elevator. I just think that throughout the movie, like even when they were down there talking and all this stuff, it just didn't. It didn't feel like there was a camaraderie. It's like this guy was this guy.
Well, that's when you really get the feel that they're brothers. But I mean, they had the banner back and forth. Raph had the tough guy persona. Leo had the I'm trying to keep everybody in control persona.
But Raph-
Donatello was the nerd. Michelangelo was just all over the damn place.
But Raph, that's one thing that drives me nuts too. Raph was never the tough guy. He was the smart ass. And the first movie made him a tough guy to differentiate him from Michelangelo. Now every fucking thing has done that since.
Well, it needs to be done that way.
Well,
though,
let me just
I
let me just throw this in real quick for anybody listening out there. If you don't want to, if you've seen the movie, more power to you. If you haven't seen the movie and you want to kind of watch it, kind of see what these guys are talking about, go.
It's actually on Netflix.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna throw a plug to somebody else. Maybe I can get some more hits on this thing. Go watch the Angry Video Game Nerd and the Nostalgia Critic do a review of it. They hit the nail right on the head about that movie.
100%. Every complaint I had about that and every joke I made about it, they hit the same joke.
Exactly.
Like, it was amazing. The whole, the first time I watched it, I'm like, why are the Turtles fighting a Transformer? And they said the same freaking line. So
Turtle.
Oh, okay. Let's switch it up again here. I'm curious about something.
Well, the remakes. Let's go into this because this is one thing I want to know what y'all's thoughts on.
Well, let's save that for the end. I want to transition into a little something different. here.
Another subject. Okay.
Yeah, I want to transition into this. I want to get. Let's start with the easiest one. I think I know what y'all might say, but what is your favorite as far as movie genre? What is your favorite that you just get a simple joy out of watching? Your favorite comedy?
Movie or genre? You said favorite comedy.
Comedy movie.
all things Kevin Smith.
Well, you give me something more than that. I mean, there's like
Mallrats, man. Mallrats.
Mallrats.
That's my favorite comedy of all time because at the time that came out, for one thing, I almost we almost never watched that movie.
Like I said, I saw the poster in the theater for that, and I was just like, that just doesn't look good
Well,
to me.
Shannon Doherty's what did it.
Yeah,
man.
and it's
And
like,
I saw it in there, and I'm like,
at the time, it was like I was pretty much done with anything 90210 and everything.
yeah. But I saw the box at a local video store, and that summer I had like a lot of extra money for some reason, and I was just on a renting spree that summer, and I watched everything I could possibly have any interest in that video store, and finally I was like, I'm gonna watch this Mallrats thing.
Yes, he said video store. We're quite old.
Yes.
We didn't have internet and streaming back then. You had to go to a video store to actually get movies or
And it
record
was
them on
awesome.
VCRs.
I miss it so much. It was so awesome having video stores. I really miss those. I don't think they'll do worth a flip now because it's too easy to get stuff, but I miss the video
But
stores.
you put Mallrats as
But
far as
I rented this movie,
all-time
and
favorite.
I mean, I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life. And a lot of people's like, oh, Mallrats is one of his worst ones. But for me, that was the first movie I'd ever seen that really got us.
Yeah.
Like, we were the
Yeah.
geeky kind of guys through the night. We liked the video games, we liked comic books, we liked movies and stuff like that. And none of the comedies that were out there that were based around our age group even remotely had any clue what went on in our lives. Like, anybody that was geeks in the movies up till then was like the geeky, like, I'm a computer geek kind of stereotypical geek character. They didn't have people that, like what
They
we
were
would do,
cool-
where we walk
cool,
around
yeah.
through the mall for hours and talk about, superhero sex organs.
Well, you might have. I didn't do that.
But come on, all of us at one point were like, I wonder, the thing, is it all Orange Rock?
Well, what about you, Jeff? You've been over thinking. I see you have. What about you?
Like, what would happen if Superman actually tried to procreate? Straight through her back, man. Straight through her back.
I enjoyed Mallrats. Like I didn't get Mallrats with y'all. It was me and Brent, who looks just like him, by the way.
Even more so now.
Yeah, I know. Me and Brent were in it one day, and I fucking loved that movie and got it. And that's I think that's one of the things we actually got in common when we first met you. When I first met you, was Riley and me had watched it, and he's like, Mark loves this movie too, and I think that's what got us talking for.
So Mallrats is yours too.
No. My I can't say my favorite comedy because there's so many, and I've got my favorite movies list on my channel, but on my YouTube channel. But if I had to go with comedy, one that I won't say my favorite, but one that I just enjoy and could watch all the time. I could watch it every day, kind of like I did Mallrats, but. And I really didn't care. I didn't watch the movie for years. Like I didn't watch it till about 4 or 5 years after it came out, and that's Robin Hood Men in Tights.
That's what
Just that movie
But
was hilarious.
It also depends on how you stretch the term comedy. Because my all-time favorite movie of all time, absolute favorite movie I have, period, could technically be called a comedy.
What's that?
Mine as well.
Back to the Future. Back to the Future Part 1 is my all-time favorite movie.
It could be
I consider
comedy.
it more of a... I don't know, it's hard to classify that one. I would call that an action comedy or
Sci-fi action comedy.
sci-fi action comedy. But, I mean, it could technically be considered a comedy because it's funny.
It could. It really could.
But, I mean, just overall, that's hands down my absolute favorite movie.
See, I'm going based straight on comedy. Like if you want to go the different
Yeah,
route,
if you want to go straight comedy,
if
for
you
me,
want
it's
to go
Mallrats.
any route, it's Princess Bride. Action, comedy, drama, suspense.
Well, we know,
Andre
you
the
like,
Giant.
we know you like Princess Bride.
Princess Bride's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, we know you like
Yeah,
that.
see, mine, Back to the Future, and I think Mark actually shares that with me.
Oh, I love Back to the Future. Back to the Future is I've said it. It's like, everybody
I
says,
prefer two over one, to be honest with you.
you got all the trilogies out there. So there's only one trilogy. As much as a Star Wars fan I am, it's like Back to the Future trilogy is the trilogy for me.
Absolutely, hands down for me, too.
I'll have to agree too. I mean,
Like, that is by far the best movie trilogy. But for me, it's just the first one. I mean, just...
but I enjoy both the other Star Wars
But,
and Lord of the Rings.
well,
But if I had to pick one out of the three, it would be Back to
If
the
For me,
I-
it was just the dialogue lines from the first one that was just so much better. Like, I mean, come on, Biff. They had the greatest line of any movie
greatest
ever.
actor of every movie. He had to go through so many different changes. That actor.
Tom
Wow,
Wilson
dude.
did amazing in
He
that
did a
movie.
great
By far,
job.
my favorite line from any movie will always be, "What are you looking at, butthead? Say hi to your mom for me." That's the greatest line in any movie.
I like that I'm not the only one that uses bipolar a lot.
Mallrats for you. What'd you say?
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I mean, Man in Tights, both great movies. It's like I thought we might agree on this, but we kind of don't and everything because mine. It's like I don't know what y'all feel about it, but honestly, as far as all just comedies and everything, it's more of a raunchy comedy and everything, but I really loved it when I first watched it, and that was American Pie, the first one.
Well, it's enjoyable.
It's enjoyable.
I really enjoyed that, and it's like I still like some of the jokes today and everything.
Oh yeah, honestly, I liked it too, but to me, it just some of the characters
well,
were too.
it doesn't.
It really changed.
It's not timeless like like other ones. Like you can watch Robin Hood Men in Tights now. You can watch. I don't know about
I think American Pie.
I still watch Mallrats on occasion. I still love it.
but it feels dated. It does feel.
It
dated.
feels like the '90s, man. That's what it was. It's one of the things I like about it.
Nostalgia.
That's the '90s.
Yeah, with American Pie though, I think it kind of changed that whole genre and everything into something.
Oh yeah, it brought in the raunchy comedy.
Yeah.
It brought it. Well, I wouldn't say brought it in, but it brought it back in big time.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
we've
without
got so
doubt.
many spoof movies thanks to that.
Now, American Reunion was really good though.
I never watched the
last one
reunion
they
yet.
made.
I'll
It was really
tell
good.
you another one that I don't know if you consider it comedy because it really wasn't played up like a comedy, but it was still Mel Brooks, and I think you enjoyed it. I'm not sure if you ever enjoyed it or not. Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein is. If I had a second on my list, and Mallrats is just because how much it meant for me in the '90s. Finally seeing something that got who I was and the stuff I was into and what I wanted to see. That's what put it over the top. But Young Frankenstein's probably my number 2, just on because that movie is just timeless.
Amazing.
It's amazing. You can't go wrong with Mel Brooks, Gene Wilder, and Peter Boyle.
Yep.
You put those 3 in a movie, it's going to be gold. I mean, as much as I like Blazing Saddles and Spaceballs and even Dracula Dead and Loving It, I thought was hilarious.
I didn't really care for that one.
I did just because of the tongue-in-cheekness of the Dracula character, but
Y'all mentioned all these Mel Brooks movies, but you left out one.
Talking about Blazing Saddles.
Nope.
The History of the World Part 1.
Yep.
I love that movie.
History of the World Part 1. That was one of Mel Brooks's, I think, one of his best.
yeah. But I mean, all-time favorite for me, Mel Brooks is always going to be Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. All right, let's
Fantasy
switch it over to
fiction.
your favorite action movie.
Action movie.
If I had to go action,
I'll tell you mine right off the bat while y'all were thinking. It's like, and it's a movie that I first watched it. I watched it. I didn't watch it.
I think I'm actually looking at the poster for my
I didn't
favorite
watch
one
it.
right now.
I didn't watch it in theaters or anything.
But that could also
Three
be
Stooges?
considered an adventure. No.
But
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. What are you talking about? It's right there.
now for me, probably as far as just all out action and everything, it also had a great story to it. This movie me and Riley really took to a lot and everything. And it was The Way of the Gun.
Way of the Gun was good.
it was a very good movie.
But,
that was actually so good. That was the first movie I bought on DVD and everything.
Just flat out action. Raiders of the Lost Ark, man. That's an action movie,
I
no
guess
matter
it
how
could
you look
be,
at
yeah,
it.
I
That
guess
is a
it could
full-blown
be an
action movie.
I enjoyed
it's
Raiders.
more of an action adventure and comedy. You can put that in comedy
I
too.
fall in that category of.
It's just everything.
I fall in that category that I saw. What was the second one called? Temple of Doom first. So that's become my favorite Indiana just because it was the first one I saw. Then I went back and saw Raiders.
I can understand from a nostalgic point like that, but I mean, Jesus, dude, that was like probably the second worst.
Oh, that was the second worst. Nothing will top.
Nothing will
Crystal Skull.
top the Crystal Skull. Nothing will top how bad that was.
Action wise, I don't know if you consider it pure action, but it was good action drama, and it's actually my number 2 on my list, and on my list of all time movies, and that was The Last Samurai. I really quite enjoyed it. It's a,
that would be more
was
of a
Tom Cruise.
melodrama type movie. I would
but it
think.
still had action. It
It
had
did
a lot
have
of fight
action
scenes.
in it, but
If you want pure action,
it had a lot of melodrama.
if you want just action,
yeah,
District B13.
yeah, I know you like that a lot.
District B13 was a French-made film. It's
Brick
actually.
Mansions was actually pretty good.
I'll stab you. For those of you that don't know, District B13 is a French
Hey, don't
film.
you be talking bad
Shut
about
up.
Paul Walker.
District B13 is an action movie. It's basically parkour and it's basically well, I don't know if you've seen it yet or not. Did I ever let you watch it?
I haven't watched it.
Okay,
but
it's basically like parkour and the one guy's one of the creators of parkour and the other guy is a stuntman who's been in America and everything, but he's a stuntman turned actor. And the stunts and everything in these movies and what they do is just phenomenal. All practical. Like dude jumps over from one building to the other about 30, 40 feet and he actually does it. And it shows all this stuff and it was great. And it was just really well made movie. Not much on story, but just a real well made movie.
Yeah.
for action, and
Well,
then
I mean,
they
action
remade.
don't have to be big on story.
Well, they remade it on into Brick Mansions with Paul Walker, and actually the guy that did the parkour in the first movie came back and did this movie too. So it's got the same one of the same actors, but then they put Paul Walker for the other guy. And I love Paul Walker. I like a lot of his movies. Running Scared, a lot of his drawings is actually preferred, but oh my god, this movie blew. Like, imagine taking a great scene that you see all the action in and zooming in on it.
Yeah.
That's what they basically did in Brick Mansions. That's
Right.
why he's being smart ass.
See, I wouldn't, for me, I have nothing against Paul Walker movies, but he wouldn't be, like, high up on my list of actors. I would actually put him probably just above Mannequin Skywalker.
I wouldn't put him as my best actors, but I would put him in a list of one of my most enjoyable actors to watch.
Yeah,
Like, he was quite enjoyable to watch.
Like, I was fine with him. I had nothing against Paul Walker. But like, he wasn't, I hate that Paul Walker.
but that movie was
No, he
horrible.
was fine.
Okay, let's go with dramas.
Dramas?
Already know mine.
Oh.
God, I forgot the name of it now. Zhangzi.
Really?
Mine's actually a surprise.
No.
one.
Zhangzi. She stars in it. I can't think of the name of it.
Well, no, you just surprised me with what you said. That was not what I thought he was going to say.
Oh, drama. What's it called? Diary of a Geisha or Memoirs of a Geisha.
Okay, yeah.
Beautiful drama, dude. Just
Well, yeah, the one I was
stunning.
thinking of would be more drama and action. and
What was you
everything.
thinking I was gonna have?
I figured with you and everything, same with you, actually, it would probably be that professional movie.
No.
I quite enjoyed it. I love that movie.
I did love that movie, but not my all-time favorite drama.
No.
And my all-time favorite drama is kind of a dark movie. It doesn't have a really great end to it. It's really sad, but exceptionally well acted and well done.
What's that?
Once Were Warriors. It was a indie film that came out in the 90s from,
I don't think I've seen that.
it was basically,
Sounds familiar.
it was kind of a Kiwi Samoan film. Like, but amazingly good movie. The actor that actually played the main character was the actor that played Jango Fett in the.
Ah.
But basically, it's the story of this family, and it's showing that they're living. It's really kind of impoverished, and the dad's a complete full-blown alcoholic. But it's just basically this family and this family falling apart, living in the slums of.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't think I've ever seen that.
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen it either.
But amazing movie. If anybody wants to watch a really solid drama with amazing acting coming from like a complete unknown cast. Like,
I've actually seen him in something else called, I think you watched it, Well Rider. He played the father in Well Rider.
I don't think I've seen that.
Really good movie. It's one of those type Samoan type movies too, but it was just always heart wrenching. Me and Riley watched it together. You never seen two men try to fight
But
back
I'm trying
the
to think
tears.
of the country that movie originated from. I haven't seen it in a really long time. But it's on the tip of my tongue. But once again, it's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have had like 1 hour sleep in the past 2 days.
What was yours?
Mine? Like I said, there's so many, and I
New
like
Zealand.
I
It was
like
a New Zealand
I
movie.
like all movies and everything. If I had to say one right off the top of my head right now, probably have to go with The Godfather.
See, I've never seen the Godfather movies.
Godfather's one of the best movies ever made.
Godfather was awesome. Godfather 2 was awesome. 3 sucks.
Godfather was, but to me, that is a drama. But it would fall like out of a straight drama. To me, that's like
Crime thriller.
that's a crime drama,
Oh yeah.
and that means it's also got the action
Oh yeah.
in it to an extent.
Yeah, to an
But
extent.
yeah, to an extent. But it's more drama than it is action by far. But Godfather was probably one of the best movies ever made.
I've never seen it.
It's amazing.
Well, let's
The first
get
one.
into your
I keep getting
topic here. You was wanting to discuss something about remakes. What was you wanting to discuss about that?
Oh, I was wanting to get your thoughts on them. There's like three remakes and freaking sequels coming out, which everything now is pretty much. But
Yeah, they're remaking crap.
the remake, or not remake, but the sequel to Independence Day.
Oh, good lord, they're actually making one?
Yeah, they actually
It's
are.
coming out this summer.
See, I don't see the point of that. I don't see the need for that.
I,
That's a great movie. I really liked Independence Day. It was a little cheesy, but
if it wasn't so long in between the first one and now, say if they would have, is it the remake or the sequel?
It's a
they're doing?
sequel.
Sequel they're doing. If they would have done it maybe 2 years after the first one came out, I can see it being necessary and can see maybe they might be able to do something with it. But I just think the same with the Dumb and Dumber movie and everything. It's
They
just
waited
too
too long.
long in between.
I agree, and I actually recently watched that Dumb and Dumber movie.
It had some
And
moments
it had a
in
lot of funny stuff in it, but it just did not have the
Felt aged.
Yeah,
it felt
it's just
far too aged.
too long in between.
And that's I liked Independence Day when it came out. Yeah, I think everybody did. We're all like, woo, look at these visuals because it's the first time we've seen them.
And that was really good special effects.
And
for
like
the
you
time.
said, if it had been a year or two later, maybe it'd been okay. Looking back at it now,
They're not going.
that movie was horribly acted, with the exception of Will Smith. That movie was, I mean, Bill Pullman.
Well,
it's just I
Will
don't know.
Smith
it's
did
just-
pretty good, and let's face it,
I don't like.
I forget the actor's name, but he
Jeff Goldblum,
no the other one that played his
Bill Pullman. Oh, he plays dad.
yeah he was the actor from he was actually in Taxi.
Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch, thank you. That guy did great in that movie.
The thing with
Well,
that
funny.
is,
He was okay, but he was the quintessential like we get it. You're Jewish.
He was, but
You're
He played it
Slemiel.
so
Oh,
well.
oh, we'll get a dreidel. I'm like, dude, you're Jewish. We see it. We understand. We hear your voice.
as big as Independence Day was, I just don't think.
There's been too many disaster
Well,
movies.
no, not really that. It just doesn't. It doesn't have the following, say, of what recently just came out. Jurassic World that blew up big, but
Independence
Jurassic
Day won't
Park
do
just
that.
had such a following and everything.
Well, I mean, look
Independence Day
at
just did
Mad
not
Max.
have
Mad Max really didn't have that big a following either, and it did freaking amazing at the theater.
Well, it had a
did
cult
okay.
following though.
But it did. But I mean, so does Independence Day. There's still a cult following there.
Yeah, but not a really huge one.
Yeah,
Not
just
to
a
the
s-
exact-
small-
you know,
not to the extent of years
Mad
and
Max.
years.
Not
stuff.
like Jurassic World. It won't do like Jurassic World did, which
No.
is surprised me when I heard that they've already greenlit the sequel for that.
Let's
I
hope
still
it
haven't
don't
seen
turn
it.
out bad because honestly, I really like Jurassic World. I thought it in my line of Jurassic Park movies, that would be my number 2.
Yeah.
Well, I
It'd be
refuse.
the first one and then Jurassic
I
World.
refuse to even acknowledge any but the first one.
Well, see, I liked all of them.
I didn't like the second or the third.
I liked all of them. I didn't think 2 and 3 were even remotely close.
The mother's very angry. What?
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
But I mean, it wasn't even a shadow of the first one, and honestly, Lost World wasn't even a really good adaptation from the book.
Oh hell no. I've read the book.
The
The
book
book was
was good.
amazing compared to that.
But it wasn't even a good adaptation from the book. But I still thought they were decent movies. Like I can watch them and I'm fine with them. They weren't as good as the first one.
I can't.
But
Tia
I-
Leone's voice in the third one just irked me.
As far as remakes in general and stuff, it's like sometimes they do good. Because I've watched good remakes.
I liked RoboCop.
I
I
like-
want to say it. I don't think it was as good as the original, but I really did enjoy
It was
watching
enjoyable.
RoboCop.
I thought it was enjoyable. I just didn't. I just can't stand the.
You know the thing I missed?
Let me give it to me in black. I'm like everything's got to be black, which they
Well,
did
at the end of the movie, they fixed it.
fixed
though.
it as silver. So
not
I'm
to
like,
ruin anything, people. Sorry about that, but
Well, like
if you
I said-
haven't watched RoboCop, it's your own fault.
yeah, it's been out for years now.
It's like I told you, the only thing I didn't really like about the remake RoboCop, well, 2 things. One, I think they really went overboard when they showed RoboCop out of the suit.
That was
Oh, yeah,
that was
yeah.
far
that
too
was just
extreme. I agree
way
with
too
that.
far.
Which, granted, they went pretty bad with some of the RoboCop movies originally. Like when they showed RoboCop 2 as just a brain in a jar, it was pretty bad. But I
That
agree.
was
It just
RoboCop, though. That
it
was the
wasn't
villain.
it wasn't as unsettling
Yeah, that was the villain.
with RoboCop as it was in that one. But
And the other thing about it that I was really disappointed in, me and you went and watched RoboCop together,
we did.
and I said it's like, please let them have the little corny commercial breaks like they did in the first RoboCop, and they didn't bring that back.
Well, I was okay with that because they kind of it's been years later, and that's what what's his name? Samuel Jackson's character was like, instead of commercial breaks, I had the little,
Yeah,
oh my
they
god,
got
it's the news popping up.
Yeah,
thing.
that was a
It
something at the
wasn't
time.
the same as
It-
the
I-
commercial.
I
wasn't
was
the same, but it was
slightly
homage.
disappointed up until the point when Michael Keaton said, "I'd buy that for $1." Just hearing him, just acknowledge the fact that there was so much from them that they actually kind of acknowledged.
Yeah,
What'd you
Not
think
the
of the
first
Evil
one.
Dead remake?
That was terrible.
never watched it. I'm going to
You
watch
didn't
it.
like it?
No,
said
I
was
didn't
gonna
like
watch
it. That was absolute garbage.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was more of an homage to the original, but I thought it wasn't
Awful.
bad.
I'm still mad because I don't have Stars Network and I can't watch Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh, that starts soon, don't it? It starts on Halloween.
October 31st.
I actually do have that network, and I will be watching that.
So me and
If I had a classic VCR, I'd tape it for you, Mark. But
whatever, we'll be
unfortunately,
at your house.
yeah. But unfortunately,
I'll just
Oh,
wait. Yeah,
I
I'll just
don't
wait.
care.
I'll just
I'll
wait
come
for it to
down.
come out.
I'll be
Yeah,
down there
I'll watch it.
Halloween.
absolutely, you guys come over to my place and watch it then, because we got to watch the premiere of that together. Because I know that was a series of movies that we all had in common that all of us loved. Like everybody in our little group loved the Evil Dead franchise.
I'm just so happy that, let's say, I never heard of them until Army of Darkness, and went and watched it opening out with my sister and her boyfriend, and then actually it was Joseph Berryhill and me. It was me, Joseph, Shane, and my sister, and it was like that was my first time seeing anything of that, and they're like, this movie might be a little scary because the last two were scary. I'm like, okay, I was I was a kid, whatever, 10, 11 at that point.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that movie, and I loved it ever since. And I was like, I saw it opening night. Who could say that?
Well, honestly, with that franchise, I actually got brought in. I never saw Evil Dead 1, but I had seen 2. And I hadn't watched Army of Darkness. That friend of Riley actually got me into that one.
Okay. Let's do.
By the way, Now You See Me is on there. That's what I was trying to think of.
Well, Now You See Me. I like Now You See Me.
I like the first one. They're making a second one. I'm actually
I heard.
curious about it.
I'm hoping the second was good. I heard about that.
I didn't actually watch that one.
You never watched Now
It's
You
quite
See
an
Me? You need to check
enjoyable.
that
It's
out.
quite enjoyable. Like you remember the what was the movie with Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, not The Prestige.
Yeah.
You remember how it was kind of? Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did watch
It's
that.
kind of Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this movie is.
Yeah.
It's really enjoyable though. Mark Ruffalo. I hope he's back.
I think they got everybody back. I think if I remember correctly, they got everybody back for that. I just want to see if we all agree on a couple of movies here. A thumb up or a thumb down for the movies I'm about
How are we
to
gonna do that for the vocal? You gonna say thumbs up or thumbs down?
Okay, then fine. I didn't think about that. Okay, let's go with a rating system. 1 out of 5.
Okay.
Instead of 1 out of 10, everybody does
Alright.
1 out of 10. We'll do 1 out of 5. What you would give this movie. Let's start with number 1 here. Out of a 1 out of 5, what would you give the Shawshank Redemption?
5.
5.
Okay. Jeff hasn't ever seen this. What would you give The Godfather?
5. Absolutely.
Part 2? 5 too?
Probably a 5 on part 2. Probably like a 3 on part.
I wouldn't even give 3 I'd give it a
Well, see,
negative
I
star.
thought it was a complete. It wasn't even a shadow of the other two. But once again, I still didn't think it was absolutely terrible.
Alright, here's one we've all watched. What would you give The Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight, I'd give that a 5.
I'd say 4.5.
And just in performance wise, I would give it a 5. It was just really well done.
Oh, it was really well
I have
done.
to
But
agree
I
with
just
That was a sequel that was by far better than the first one.
Oh yes. But I enjoyed the
and
first
I enjoyed the first one. So I mean, I was going into
The
it
reason I'm giving it
expecting bad.
the reason I'm giving it 4.5 is because I really think they could have done more with Harvey Dent. I think they could have done more with Two-Face.
I agree too, but honestly, I wish they would have just introduced the character and he should have been the next villain.
Exactly, the third one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand what Nolan was going for. I think he failed on the last one with.
Okay, here's one that I'm not sure if I've watched it or not. I know I've watched it and I would give it a 5. What would y'all give the movie 12 Angry Men?
I haven't watched.
I haven't heard of it.
I'm surrounded by people that don't like classic movies. Somebody help me.
Who stars in it?
Yeah. Oh, that's got Henry Fonda and stuff like that.
That's why I don't watch Henry Fonda.
Yeah.
No. I'm not.
Came out in 1957.
Anything?
See, a lot of classic movies, a lot of people are like, oh, they're classic, they're artsy, they're this, they're that. For me, like 90% of them are just boring.
Yeah, I don't like black and white either, so
What's wrong with black and white?
I just don't enjoy them most of the time.
I,
Most of the time.
I can handle black and white. That don't bother me.
Your favorite movie was in black and white, and that was Clerks.
Not
That
my
wasn't my
favorite.
favorite. Mallrats was.
Well, one
I
of your
enjoyed
favorites.
Clerks, and
I enjoyed
and
Clerks.
from
man.
what
Young
I-
Frankenstein.
from what
Young
I've
Frankenstein
heard,
was in black and white. So.
Kevin Smith is thinking about doing Clerks 3 black and white.
That'd be cool. I would watch it. I don't care.
I don't know if that's true or not, Kevin.
Well,
if you do hear this, you can send us a tweet or
Well, it's
something.
like you said, the older movies, it's a different time. Yeah, they were classics then, and they're classics now, but
And I mean, some of them are tolerable. I can watch some of them. Some are even enjoyable. But
Okay, here's something that came out in 1993. How about Schindler's List?
I never seen it.
I actually have watched it. A lot of people would be shocked, but I would probably give that one a 4.
I agree.
I
with
thought
you.
it was a really good movie, but it wasn't.
It was a
It
decent
was
movie,
over.
but
It was overhyped.
I would give it probably a 4 myself.
Yeah, it wasn't by far. It wasn't a bad movie, but I think it was just a little bit overhyped.
As much as I love this director and stuff, it's like I would give Pulp Fiction probably about a 4.
I would agree. Like honestly, and I don't like the director, but I still think that was a pretty good
How
movie.
can you not like Tarantino?
I
just don't like Tarantino.
I say
man.
4.5 just because the ending just was perfect. I mean, it just hey, they're walking out. That's it. I mean, there was no real official ending to it.
But I mean, honestly, if I was gonna go with like that, I liked it. I'd give it a 4. But I liked Reservoir Dogs better.
See, I preferred Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction was my favorite Tarantino movie.
Oh really? I don't know. Honestly, know what my favorite.
I quite didn't enjoy Inglourious Bastards, and you told me you.
Oh, I
I loved
Inglourious
Inglourious
Basterds.
Bastards.
It was
I thought
okay, but it wasn't.
I didn't think it was absolutely perfect, but I liked it a lot.
Eh.
I want to watch this new one. I want to watch Django Unchained.
You haven't seen Django? That was actually really
I
quite
haven't
enjoyable.
seen that yet.
I heard it was really good.
Oh, I was
myself,
surprised
but
with
They got that on Netflix. I'm gonna wind up watching that here soon. I'm not really. I never was a. I never was a fan of his as far as acting. Well, there's only a few movies I've actually seen of him acting. So, and I've never seen this one, but maybe y'all have. What about The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It was good.
It's a. You gotta like westerns, I gotta say.
Oh, I love westerns.
Yeah,
but
you
it's
have to
just
really
like I
like
said. I never liked. I never really got into Clint Eastwood much. I was more of the John Wayne than I was Clint Eastwood and everything.
See, for me, I like westerns, but only to an extent. And the problem, like, I like The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, but I also like Fistful of Dollars. But the problem I have is a lot of elements of all those westerns at that time blend together to where it's
Yeah, we're
hard
the
to
same.
differentiate.
Pale Rider.
Yeah, Pale Rider's
Pale Rider's
same thing.
good. See, I like Clint Eastwood. I'm with you. John Wayne was more my favorite when it comes to westerns, but I really loved Clint Eastwood playing the hard cop, or the what was the one with the dog and the grandma that shot the gun? Mad Dog and Glory, or was that Any Which Way But Loose? I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of those two, and it was.
Any Which Way But Loose is when he had the orangutan.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. I thought it was a dog. Yeah, it was a orangutan. That was Any Which Way But Loose was one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies.
That was great. I have to agree with you on that one. But,
Western wise, I really my favorite.
see, I wasn't a big fan of John Wayne westerns. I just don't like them.
Chisholm was my favorite.
Like, honestly, if Mark knows this, and then with the Irish thing, my all-time favorite John Wayne movie is always going to be The Quiet Man.
Yeah.
It was a comedy. It had like a lot of depth to it, drama. It was hilarious.
I like John Wayne, don't get me wrong, but every time I think of John Wayne now, I think of the Birdcage and Nathan Lane doing the walk,
Yeah.
and then Robin Williams looking at him weird. He's like, "Was it not right?" He goes, "No, it was perfect. I just never realized John Wayne walked like that." That was another good comedy, The Birdcage.
Birdcage was good. I watched the Birdcage. Birdcage was good.
Trying to think of what else. My favorite, I want to say though, my favorite, if you want to go by westerns, even modern or past, whatever you want to call it, I really quite enjoyed Young Guns 1 and 2.
I did too. I thought they were, even though they were absolutely not historically accurate.
Tombstone was probably the best out of everything that I've seen, western wise.
Yeah, especially on the modern era of westerns.
But I really quite enjoyed Young Guns a little
I
bit
did too.
better.
Those were kind of a guilty pleasure because you know it's not historically accurate and it's a little over
But
the
it was
top.
fun. Oh my god.
So much fun. And well cast,
Yes.
especially for that time.
And Kiefer, can't go wrong with Kiefer.
No.
He wasn't in the second one,
Yeah, he was.
was he?
Yeah, he was in both of them.
It's so long since I watched. I couldn't remember. I
Yeah,
thought,
they
I
got
know,
a full.
dude.
I
Yeah,
thought
everybody that wasn't dead in the first one come back
Came
to the
back
second
to
I
one.
the
thought
second
somebody wasn't in the second one.
Only people that died. You're probably thinking Charlie Sheen. He died in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen wasn't in the second one. I knew there was
Well,
somebody.
he got killed in the first one, so
He got killed pretty quick too.
yeah. But great movies. I like them.
I watched a really good, not really classic, but I've always loved this movie, and that's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I watched that last night.
It's okay. Once again, like I have issues with it. I liked it when it came out, but now
It's
Looking back
Alan
on it,
Rickman.
it's
Alan Rickman
it's,
got
it's
me.
I'd have to put it in the guilty pleasure again, because anytime you have a Robin Hood movie that's based in England and the main character speaks blatant like American English, he doesn't even try, man. He don't even try for a British accent in that movie.
Nope. Because he couldn't.
No, it was bad. But I mean, once again, I liked it when it came out. I thought it was great. I loved Alan Rickman as the sheriff.
Alan Rickman's great. No, you was talking about westerns. You ever seen Tom Selleck, Quigley Down Under? With
Yes, Quigley was a really good western.
I enjoyed that, and it really wasn't a western. It was Australia.
Well, yeah, but still, it was kind of a western vibe.
Yeah, it
But
was.
it was
It
Australia.
was during that time.
I've never seen it.
Quite
Quigley
a good
Down Under was
movie.
pretty good.
It was quite a good movie. Imagine a gunslinger who doesn't like handguns. He had this one rifle that he could shoot over 300 yards with, and nobody else was ever.
We
heard
need
of
to do one of
that.
these one time and actually include the video. We actually need to sit down one day and just talk about obscure movies that we've seen
Like
that most
edit in
people
the-
might have forgot
yeah.
about.
Because you can use
Because
trailers.
honestly, between us, I think there's probably tons of obscure movies out there that some people might actually not know about that are really good.
Yeah.
Well, here's something. Let's test some trivia with y'all. We got a little bit of time left here.
Give it rapid fire.
Yeah, it's just a little trivia. It's like, I'm going to list some movies here. I want you to tell me which one. If you can remember, that's fine. Or if not, just take a wild guess. Where I'm going to start. I'll start in 95. I won't go back to the 90s. I'll start in 95. Just take a guess, or if you remember, what was the best picture that year?
Well, see, I'm probably going to do bad at this because
I don't
90% of the
remember
movies that
I don't remember
win
the
Best
year.
Picture in the Oscars are I absolutely don't agree
If
with.
you're gonna do something like this, you need to do like movie lines, and then we figure out the movie. That's what you need to
Yeah,
do.
because I mean, honestly, I don't like any of the Oscar winners. I think they're
I don't follow the
pretentious
Oscars.
over the. Yeah, it's crap.
I go
There's a
both.
lot of good winners of the Oscars.
There's a lot of good winners, but I don't remember.
But I mean, I can make some guesses. I could probably guess some of them.
I could guess
You wanna
year
try it?
because I don't know the years of movies.
I mean,
He'll
actually,
tell
yes,
the movies.
year.
He'll just say who
Well, if
won.
you said 94, I said I don't know who freaking.
Well,
came out in
he'll have to
94.
give us a list.
Well, I'll go back.
Oh, if you're going to go through the list, okay.
Yeah, I was just going to go through the list. Actually, no, wait. I got a better one here. Well, let's see what we got here. How much time we got here, gentlemen? Oh, let's kind of wrap it up here a little bit. We're running a little over here, so we'll wrap it up right now with this.
Well, give us one last question.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, give me time to spit it out. I talk slow.
Yeah.
and
I
think
talk
so.
high pitch for some reason. But either way, my question is this. I'm glad that I might not use that video. My question is this. I think we've already covered this beforehand, but your all-time favorite actor.
Oh my God.
That's a tough one.
I mean, do I base it on prowess? Do I base it on...
Right. I mean, seriously, what do you base it on?
Is actor a little too hard? Because I can
No.
switch it up and go
That's
something else.
just there's so many to choose from is the problem.
That's a really hard question.
one that
Like, I mean,
So
how do you
who's
judge it?
who? I'll narrow it down here. Who's the one actor that it don't matter what movie he's in, whether it could be something shitty, and you actually like it because you like him.
Well, that could be Jason Statham for anything, but that's not my favorite actor.
Yeah, he's got a fetish for Jason Statham.
See, for me, it's Liam Neeson movies.
I'd probably go Tom Cruise. I really don't want to like him in a lot of movies, but he just plays it up so well.
Well, see, after Tom Cruise, I absolutely hate him after what he did to Katie Holmes. He ruined Katie Holmes.
Far and away, man. I love that movie, and he did a good job in it, and I liked it.
But I can't get the image of him jumping up and down on Oprah's couch out of my
I saw
head.
it once, and I just like
God, and the videos of him getting pissed off at people when they did the microphone gag and just squirted a little bit of water in his face. He flew off the deep end, just ruined Tom Cruise.
Well,
Always
when you're
disliked the guy.
Captain Cool, you can't let on that you're freaking. Whoa, you motherfucker!
Yeah, I mean, with that, it was a funny gag. Even if it was me, even if I was on his status, I'd laugh my ass off.
Damn it!
if
This is
somebody did
my idea of a good actor. I don't care what you think, Mr. Liam Neeson.
that. It's better than damn Tom Cruise.
They're actually both pretty good, I think. Who was yours?
Mine?
Don't say Michael J. Fox.
No, I wasn't gonna say Michael J. Fox. It's like I like about everything he's in, but probably if I had to choose,
Hulk Hogan.
it's a very tough one here. But if I really had to choose one, it would probably be. Oh man, y'all are right. That is a hard question. It really is.
I'll tell you one that I liked. Most underrated actors, which he's kind of not now, but he was for a while there. Jeremy Piven.
Yeah, but all-time favorite actors, because that's just an impossible question. I'm gonna go the opposite direction of everybody else. I'm gonna say mine. Then I'm going to have a smoke. Hands down, Clint Howard. Gotta go with Clint Howard, just because nobody else is gonna show that man any love.
On that, I think we're gonna call it a night on that.
Oh,
one.
what's yours?
I'll get to mine later. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Look forward to hopefully getting some feedback on this video.